The Sandman Crew never called it a heist. They called it restoration, the return of stolen light to its rightful keepers. But Civ 2.0's record keepers, the ones who own continents, not countries, rewrote the story before it reached the ears of Civ 1.0. By the time the first whisper hit the public stream, the crew were no longer adventurers. They were wanted, a contagion to be erased. What they took was not just gold, it was the ledger of creation, proof that the rules you live by are not the rules that govern the owners. In Civilization 1.0, gold is a shiny metal locked in banks. In Civilization 2.0, it is the universal passkey of transdimensional trade, the one currency that grants sovereignty to the greater market of civilizations. Possession means you're no longer a spectator, you're a contender. It means membership in a greater community. You live in the aquarium. The glass is so clean, you've forgotten it's there. Inside, you see the rules of the game. Taxes by Saturn, the weight that measures your worth and demands its due. Laws by Uranus, the ancient decrees carved into the bones of kings. Borders by Mars, drawn in blood and defended with unyielding will. Trade is guarded by Mercury and Neptune, who speaks in contracts no one reads until they've broken. Faith is kept by Venus, who binds allegiance with beauty and belief. The calendar itself is ruled by the moon, setting the rhythm of your steps so you forget they march in circles. And above them all, the sun watches not to guide, but to ensure you stay in your place on the board. They tell you these are the limits of reality, but beyond the aquarium is the ocean. It has no flags, no elections. It's run by owners. In Civ 1.0, governments are property managers, keeping the lights on, collecting your rent and taxes. In Civ 2.0, continents are private estates. Entire populations are resources. The owners play on a board you're never invited or allowed to see. Stealing from them wasn't just theft, it was heresy. Their currency is not money, it's access, and the passkey to that access is gold, not coins, not bullion. Gold minted in secret crucibles, nuclear reactors built not for power, but for alchemy. The yellow fire, pressed until it becomes the most valuable membership card in existence. Not everyone can have it, because the moment Civ 1.0 swims beyond the glass, the owners are no longer alone in the market. In Civ 2.0, gold is story condensed into matter, intention pressed so tightly into reality, it becomes unbreakable. It is not mined, it is forged in gilding engines, reactors disguised as nuclear power plants. They tell you they make electricity. That's not wrong. It's just incomplete. What they really make is membership. This is why nuclear technology is guarded, as if the survival of worlds depends on it, because it does. Intercepted document. Owner's eyes only. Civ 2.0 Engineering Division. Gold Conversion Reactor, Level G, brief, classified. Distribution to authorized owners only. Purpose: compress into gold lattice units, GLUs, the sole universal passkey in the market of civilizations. Energy output is camouflage. Location protocols: all GCRs are geopolitically stable Civ 1.0 zones under owner's influence. Public reports conceal gold yields. End excerpt. Every vault has a lock. Every lock is a lie. The Vault of 8 Mirrors was built of stories, each a virtue twisted into counterfeit. The Navigator shadowed safety as stillness. The Mentor broke service as subservience. The Renegade cracked perfection before action. The Player overturned order as control. Each mirror returned. 5 hidden corridors opened. At the end, no gold bars. Only thought vaults, pure intention, waiting for the right story to give them form. They told you force conquers, reproved devotion endures. The crew entered Civ 2.0 through inverted portals hidden in reactor cores. Metal older than history, sang at a pitch only bones tuned by elemental hypertech could hear. On the other side, floating cities chained to the ocean floor by gold, markets trading in biomaterial, academies where the owner's children learn to wield centuries as weapons, and the gold stored not in bars but in thought vaults, crystalline matrices of pure intention guarded by machines whose minds were older than recorded time. The plan was simple: get in, take the gold, get out. But the player found the master ledger. Every transfer from Civ 1.0 to Civ 2.0, taxes, labor, resources, siphoned into an invisible empire. He triggered a full spectrum broadcast. It showed faces, presidents, kings, CEOs, smiling at public rallies while their signatures approved transfers to accounts in cities the public didn't even know existed. It showed gold being mined in secret reactors while people argued over the price of bread. It wasn't rebellion, it was truth. Once seen, it cannot be unseen. The revelation spread like fire in a dry wind. To the people of Civ 1.0, the Sandman Crew were saviors, Robin Hoods of the timeline. The owners didn't send assassins, they sent villains, forces who understood time as well as we did. They'd been shadowing them for years, bending moments until whole destinies collapsed by weaving diversions, planting doubts, and twisting loyalties. After the broadcast, they moved to discredit and fracture them, not by death, but by rewriting their story in real time. They didn't expect that the chase would reveal their own map. Friction reveals grain. The hunt makes the trail clear. That's why they are loved. That's why they are hunted. That's why the heist never ends. Because the prize was never metal. It was capacity to author the future that wasn't built yet. The Sandman became the most wanted across both worlds, not because they had taken gold, that could be remade, but because of the belief that had ignited in the minds of the uninitiated. They had proven the game had owners, and worse, that their rigging could be undone. In the future records, those few that survive, the mission is never labeled a success or failure. Instead, the entry reads, "Novelty breached the wall. The owners are no longer alone in the market. The outcome is unwritten." Some say the gold was never spent, only hidden again, buried not in vaults, but in the dormant minds of humans, waiting for the spark to awaken the unique time travel abilities the owners could never steal. And if that is true, then the heist never ended. It's still happening. Every time someone sees the curtain and chooses to pull. This was never about gold, it was about authorship, the right to shape the world, a method to reclaim what was always yours. Choose the smallest novelty, change one habit by 1 degree, anchor the return, give a portion back to universe and to those you love, and seal with story. Tell the change to one witness. The owners can replace metal. They cannot replace belief. They cannot counterfeit a mind that knows it's sovereign. They didn't just take their gold. They thought it from a story that never paid you back. The vault is now where it can never be locked again. The heist never ended. You're in it now. The next move is yours. The game is already in motion.